Nedum, I want to start with you because you have Villa in the situation where they have owners who have a lot of money. They've got a great legacy. Why? And they go north of the border to Steven Gerrard. Now, Gerrard is one of those guys who, even when he was playing, it's inevitable to make the parallel with Lampard, so let's do it. People said, oh, great leader, whatever else. He's had experience inside the club. He's a one-club man. He was at a successful club. He goes to another club, a big club, where maybe in some ways it's easier to win, but has success there. Is this a formula that works, or do you not actually know until you chuck him into a club where he's not automatically in the top 2, but he's in the top 15?
I think in regards to him going up to Rangers, one thing that was key with him, because at the time, this was before I went to the USA actually, there was talk that I was going to go to them, and I spoke to a director of football and stuff. And the big push was that they want to bring back success to Rangers. And he said, you want to be a part of when we finally win something again. So when he went up there, even though it seems obvious now that Rangers are, one of the dominant sides, they weren't necessarily that when he first went up there. So there was a sense of pressure there. And if it would have gone wrong, then his stock would have been so low, because it would have been more domination by Celtic and so on. But the fact is, I think people have been looking at him because of the way that Scottish football has changed, and obviously the reasons for that with Celtic and so on. But Rangers have performed well overall and gotten better year on year. And they've stayed committed to him. And now you can see that it's a club and sort of a team that's in his own identity, from the way they play to, just the way that they carry themselves. So I think it was interesting that he went up there, but credit to him because he stayed in the job a long time now. And so this thing of coming down to Villa, I kind of get it. I do kind of get it. And I think it's a shame for Rangers because they're such a big club. But the thing which they don't have, which Villa do, is the Premier League. And for someone like Steven Gerrard, you can't turn your nose up at that, can you really?
Jules, it's a building job, right? And he built at Rangers. I think Nedum made a great point. For people who don't follow Scotland, you take for granted, there's 2 big clubs and one or the other wins every year. Not so much, because Rangers obviously went bust. They had to crawl back. They had some very, very lean years. And he helped take them back part of the way back.
Yeah, completely. I mean, Celtic were on 9 titles in a row when he broke that, and to win last season, the first one in 10 years for Rangers. And I commentated on the game against Lyon in the Europa League for French television. I was really impressed, even if they lost the game, the way he set up, the way his football played.
They lost to Peter Bosz?
They lost to Peter Bosz. It was a really good game. The way he improved players, Alfredo Morelos, of course, Ryan Kent, many others. He's got a lot of experience at Rangers, but I think he looks at this Aston Villa squad and thinks, I can do a lot of good things with this squad. This is a really good squad. Yeah, they've lost 5 in a row in the Premier League under Dean Smith, but this is a really good squad. I think he wanted an opportunity in the Premier League. He got it now. There's pressure, but there's also not so much pressure.
Well,
I think he made a lot of sense. It's a logical pathway, I think, in his development.
One of the defining things about Villa, for me, and some of the choices that they made at the top was, we all praised Christian Purslow when he came out and just explained the sale of Grealish in very simple terms. I'd love it if more club officials had the guts to go and do that rather than just trotting out the manager every time. But he said, we've sold one player for a lot of money and we're able to bring in 3 or 4 guys who we hope can be as good. That's kind of a pretty standard formula when you're trying to just kind of move your way up. But I want to ask you, Jules said he has a good squad. In terms of the players he has to work with, his first impact is going to be to do a better job with this group of players than Dean Smith has done of late. Are these players that good? Nedum, you don't have to be kind, but like tell me, are there
good?
No, okay.
Who's not good? Tell me who's not good.
Let me turn this around. Tell me how many squads in the Premier League, and you can take a minute to think about it, Jules, while Nedum answers, have clearly better squads than Villa.
I think the situation with Villa was at the start of last season, they were doing exceptionally well. And I think in this sort of calendar year of 2021, they've fallen off quite a bit, but the squad still basically remains the same, barring one person. So for them, they've seen that level of performance and they believe in themselves. I think they do have a good squad. I don't think they're like a top 6 squad. I don't really think they're a top 8 squad, but I think they can be pushing in and around mid-table. So
mid-table defines success?
I think they're between 6 and 8.
Between 6 and 8?
Yeah.
Wait, you mean outside of 6?
Outside 6 and between, yes.
So between 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah.
So that implies that they're ahead of or on a par with Leicester, Spurs, teams like that in your mind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. The bar has been set, Stevie G. We know you're a regular listener. We wish you All the best. I do think growing up for me, I remember, I don't remember it because I was too young, but I remember reading of Aston Villa as the European champions. And to me, that is always kind of where it's been. They finished second, of course, since then. I think under Brian Little, maybe, or maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But you want to see them back among the big clubs where they belong.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.